Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on my crafting adventures. Today's video is a tutorial on sublimation for beginners. If you haven't already, then feel free to watch my tutorial on setting up a sublimation printer. It will be linked in the description box. Before we get started, I am over the moon to have gained so many new subscribers. You guys have literally made my day, so thank you so much. If you're new here today, I would love it if you would consider subscribing too. You may have gathered by now, but this is the hoodie that we're using for today's video. It's 100% polyester as promised in my last video. And now let me show you how I made my design. I chose a website called Clean PNG to find part of my design. I also googled reviews for this website before I went on there just to make sure it was reputable and safe. So I typed in what I was looking for in the search bar, but the first time that I did it, there were no PNGs that came up for matching my search. So what I did, I just slightly amended my description, and then that time I was successful and I found what I was looking for. What I will say about websites like this one is be really careful, because there are lots of adverts everywhere, so just double check before you click any boxes, otherwise you'll end up with various things downloaded to your computer. So this is the picture that I was looking for, and if you know what this picture is from, leave me a comment below. I just clicked on download. You need to be aware that these downloads are for non-commercial use only. You couldn't sell it, it's just for your own personal use. So now I need somewhere to save my PNG, so I went into Cricut Design Space and I clicked on New Project. And then I clicked on Upload. And then I clicked on Upload Image. Apologies for the quality of this, I had to film it on my camera, but all I did, I opened up my downloads and there is my PNG, and then behind there I left Cricut Design Space open on that page, and I literally just dragged that picture and dropped it there. So in Cricut Design Space I want to save it as a complex image, so I click on complex and then continue. And then this little tool is designed to erase any imperfections within the design. So I just use the cursor to move the design around, and then on the bottom corner there was what I think was like a faded logo. So I just literally clicked on the eraser tool and then I clicked on that logo and it disappeared, it erased that logo for me. So when I was happy with it, I clicked continue, and then I saved it as a print and cut image, and I just gave it a name so I know what to search for, and then I just clicked upload. So here it is in my uploads, so I clicked on it, clicked insert images, and then it came up quite large, so I just deleted the width at the top and just typed in 16.9 centimeters. And clicked on the height and it adjusted it accordingly. So now on the right hand side we don't have the warning triangle that Cricut will give you to say that it's too big to print. I'm not actually going to print it through Design Space anyway, but I just wanted to get rid of that triangle. So I'm just adding some text on here. If you know what this picture is from, then this text will make sense to you, but if you don't know what it's from, it probably doesn't make any sense at all. So I just typed in what I wanted it to say, and then I just adjusted the size to how big I wanted it to be. So when I was happy with the sizing, I decided that I wanted to change the colour so it would stand out more. And then I went on to fonts, and I chose a font that was actually called DTC Shiplap. And this actually reminds me a little bit of Ray Dunn, which is something that's really hard to find in the UK. But I do love that style of font, and that's why I use this one. So I'm just changing the colour again back to white. And then for this text, I'm going to use the offset feature. So you just click on it, click apply. And then with the print and cut, instead of just a colour, you can actually choose a pattern. So I clicked on there and I filtered it, so I looked for the green patterns. And I thought that maybe these different camouflage ones would look nice. So I tried each one. But in the end, I thought it looked a little bit busy, so I just changed it back to colour, and I just chose the green colour to fit in with the design. And then this text is not attached to the offset at the moment, so I just moved them across and I highlighted them together. And then I clicked attach. And that way I can move them together, I can adjust the sizing together. So I just positioned it where I wanted it to be. And just experimented with the sizing and the positioning and just decided where I thought it looked best. Until I was happy, and then I highlighted it all together, and then I clicked on flatten, which is what you will need to do for any print and cut image. And then as you can see, it's all attached now. And then I just put the cursor in between these zeros, and that made the grids disappear from Cricut Design Space. So that meant I could click on the print screen button and then open a Word document and then paste it into my Word document with Control and V. And then it's like a photograph in Word now. So I just clicked on it and then I'm able to crop the image. So the reason I'm doing this is because, like I say, you're limited to the size that you can print in Cricut Design Space, and it also always prints with a black border around it, and there's nothing you can do to get rid of it, which is just really a waste of ink. So I've just saved it as this photo now that I've cropped it. I'm just going to make it bigger and enlarge it. Also, if you don't have Cricut Design Space, I'm sure this principle would work with any kind of software that you're using. So Photoshop or Affinity or any kind of designer program. And then, like I say, I'm just adjusting the size, and then I went up to rotate and I was able to flip my image. So it's the equivalent of mirroring my image in Cricut Design Space. So I just clicked on rotate and then I flipped it. It doesn't show, for some reason it doesn't record, but then I flipped it so that it was mirrored. And then I just went to File and I went to Print. So in Printer Preferences, I changed the paper type to Epson Matte and then the quality to high, as this is what's recommended with my type of sublimation paper. So obviously this has been sped up a little bit. It would be good if it printed that quickly. The next shot you'll see are my ink levels. I've actually printed 42 things now using this printer from when I set it up, and if you have a look at the ink levels, they're not actually that bad. So for 42 prints, I think that's quite good. So moving on now, I'm just going to talk you through the heat process. So I actually ordered a heat press, a clamshell heat press, but due to the problems that we've had with Brexit, it just didn't turn up. It got stuck at customs. So basically I had to get a refund on it, and I haven't got round to ordering a new one yet. So I'm still using my Easy Press just now, which is fine because I don't have my own business or anything. I just make things for myself. So it's fine. It suits my needs for now. So here I'm just ripping the paper. I think I talked about this in my last video. I like to rip it rather than cut it because I don't like a really bold lines that get left after you've used the heat press on it. so if you rip it, you don't see so many stark lines on it. So this paper, I literally typed into Amazon chip shop paper and this paper came up, and it is the best type of butcher paper, if you like to call it that I have ever used. It's just one big sheet. I think people use it for packaging as well. I got 500 sheets delivered to me and they were quite cheap as well. So I just folded one in half and then I'm putting my easy press over it, and I'm just going to put it down just to warm up my jumper just for 15 seconds. And by doing this, I also have an imprint of my easy press on my butcher paper now, so I know where I need to put my easy press over my design, because I can't see through this butcher paper and I need to get my easy press on every part of the design so that I don't have any parts that have faded. So I'm just getting the lint, any lint off this sweater, and then I'm putting my design down and I'm going to stick it down with the Cricut heat tape. I really like this tape. It doesn't leave any marks behind or anything, and I think some of the other heat tapes can leave marks or they can get scorched, whereas this one leaves nothing behind. So I'm a big fan of the Cricut heat tape. You'll see what I mean now. So I can see exactly where my easy press was, so I can place that on top of my design and I can look around all of the edges and all of the sides and make sure that my design will be completely covered by the easy press. So I set my easy press to 195 degrees and I set it for 60 seconds, and I've speeded this up a little bit because you don't want to watch me doing this for 60 seconds. But with the easy press, it's really important that you put as much weight on it as you can do, so that you even out the heat distribution, so that all of your design stays the same and you don't have any parts that are faded. So if we lift this up and then we'll have a look at the final result. So here is the final result. You can tell that it's 100% polyester because it really is bold and vibrant. There are some edges from the easy press around the outside and some from where I've ripped the paper, but they really will just fall out in a couple of days, and if it bothers you that much you can just wash it and I promise you that they will be gone. So I just want to say, if you've got any questions or you want to know any more, please feel free to leave me a comment. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, make sure you share it, and I'll see you soon. Bye!